figured, I didn't even see if they picked both their factions. Drive did pick his faction, I believe. I believe he did pick it. And Shoktrepet, yeah, they must have picked both of their factions. So on the right-hand side of your grand final of the Command Post 30th of June 2019 tournament on Tournament Galaxy, we have Shoktrepet Russian. With absolutely no lag whatsoever, game is running flawlessly. Drive Russian is on the left-hand side here. My screen doesn't want to scroll. There we go. Drive Russian as the Nod Vanilla. Nod Vanilla versus Black Hand, and it is going to be one hell of a grand final series. You know, it is 2 a.m. in the morning now, just hit 2 a.m., but man, casting the game live is just so much fun. It's so much better. Now, I've had a pretty good tournament so far. Definitely not the results we saw coming. Like I mentioned before, both these players are definitely capable of winning tournaments, but they were both outside chances. So I believe Master Leaf won the first Command Post tournament, then Senna followed up on the second one, and now we're going to have another third. Oh no, sorry, Master Leaf won the second one, Senna won the first one. God, what am I doing? I was in the grand final of the second one, I should know that. He's not going to be able to fight those Cabals. Drive Russian, quick on his toes. Just going to hightail it back to Moscow here, where he's got this nice defensible structure. Raider Buggy comes out, needs to be able to see what's going on. Battle Markers down here does not beat Shoktrepet to that building, so he will lose. It didn't matter if he did. I mean, the Cabals could have gunned them down before they got close anyway. That Raider Buggy, I believe, is not beelining. And there's bikes coming. This is the thing. If you stop to kill the Cabals, you're like, oh yeah, cool, I'm killing scouts, but this is time. This is like 7 or 8 seconds. And he's not actually, he's going to head north. This is live, ladies and gentlemen. This could be a very quick game one. Shoktrepet now has those. He's moving the MCV, has his power down. He's coming in. He fired some rounds on the War Factory. That was miscommunication there. He needs to get behind the War Factory. Oh no, this is bad pathing. He's blocking it with the buggy. He does get one of the bikes. Can he get the second one? Oh, now the luck is going in his favor. He should be able to save the bike, and that was the harvester. That was really unfortunate. His buggy was blocking him from properly reverse moving around, but luckily it turns out okay. 2 bikes will be traded for that, and yeah, Drive Russian, yeah, chase that, mate. He's in heavy damage mode. He's going to catch that bike very slowly. It's going to be slow. Oh no, he stopped. He's going to get that bike away. He just needs one itty bitty repairs, and yeah, that's unfortunate for Drive. Could have snared yet the 3rd bike. But all things being said, you know, we've got 4 and 2 happening down here. We've got 4 and 2 happening here as well. It really, it came out pretty even. Another Raider Buggy comes out now. Not going for a 5th harvester, so he's going to expand. If this is a ref, this is going to be looking pretty good for Shoktrepet. No, it's a 2nd War Factory. Are we going to see the all-in? This is a power plant coming. This could be for the all-in. Drops the power plant and goes, oh, how are we going to see a mirror build here off this one base? This is a big map, man. It's hard to do this. Like, it's great for bike buggy, but to all-in, you got a long way to drive. Long way to drive. He does. He sells, and oh, Drive sees it. He sees the engineer. If he's intelligent, which most Russians are debatable, but he instantly plays. He knows what's happening. He knows he's being all-in. And so building refineries is just going to be negative for him. He's going to come in and he's going to kind of have a bit of an arc. Takes a bike down, takes another bike down. We'll get a 3rd bike. He loses just a Raider Buggy for that. Great start. It's going to become pretty fanatic here. We'll lose 2 bikes on the way out. That's unfortunate. Get some payback. What's he going to do? He sells. He decides, nope, I'm going to do it myself. I'm also going to all-in. Does he have a stealthy engineer somewhere? I feel like Drive has a bit more than this. We're going to see 2 War Factory all-in for both these guys. They both have a saturated 5 and 2, which means they can non-stop crank out of these War Factories. And Shoktrepet getting the better end of the stick there. That's definitely a better engagement for him. He's got a lot more sporadic damage on the way out. Almost called him center, but Drive had a bit more luck. But yeah, he's losing a few too many bikes here. Pushed all the way back to the base, and the thing is, it takes so long for reinforcements to get here. Yes, they're bike buggy. Yes, they're very fast. But you still have to try to group up. He kills the engineer, so Shoktrepet can see that and probably like, alright, cool, you're also all in. Oh, that was a blatant overkill. He's overkilling here like crazy. But Shoktrepet is also doing the same thing, so that might be fine. We'll start popping these bikes. He's specifically targeting the bikes. That will lower the DPS of the force. It won't lower the tankiness. But, you know, with no bikes left, it's going to be hard for him to destroy the bikes. I mean, he can try to focus them down with his Raider buggies, which is what he's doing, but Drive Russian is just trying to push in here with the bikes. You might want to pull back these guys here, because once the Raider buggies start focusing them, they can get them, but Drive Russian will hold. He will hold this force here. He will clean up the remainder of Shoktrepet, who undoubtedly has more. He's gone Scorpions. This is the thing. The Scorpions, while yes, they're tanky, he runs right into them, but luckily turns around. We'll lose a few units, but another one there. Nice pickoffs there. The thing is that you can get around Scorpion takes very easily. There's no stealth detection. He has no bike buggy left. Oh, he's got one bike. So Driver's just gonna go take the blue tip. He's gonna go around. He's building his own Scorp tanks here with the war factories. He's got instant reinforcements. He's got repairs. He can move behind the war factories. It won't work. He needs a lot of tanks to overrun Drive, and he's got 8. Drive already has 8 of his own. Yeah, it's not going to happen. Bike Buggy is trading off over here. Things getting very interesting now. Drive Russian will pull almost a full load of blue tip there. About 90% of his tanks are full there. He's definitely going to enjoy that. He could have filled the whole thing up, but I guess maybe just where there was perhaps a bike. A few bikes down here. Oh, actually, look at this. Drive Russian is going to be flanked. He responds immediately, and he needs to if he wants to save these harvesters. He's going to lose one harvester. The question is, how many bikes can he destroy in the process? Most of them. Yeah, he'll get most of them, just one, but Shoktrepet is probably going to be reasonably happy with that. I mean, this harvester needs to get back to work. Yeah, there we go. Nice work. Drive Russian is just on point today. Mind you, I've seen in the game I watched from Senna and Shoktrepet, he had Senna boxed in for a majority of the game, and again, if it wasn't for the again trying to tech in a situation where it's all about tons of units, he might have been okay. Nothing there. I thought that was something on the radar. He's going to go down here. He's going to stop his spike from being destroyed. Shoktrepet is going to move across. He's going to get positional advantage over here. Senna called him Senna. Drive is going to move back up here. Senna does like the yellow color. I've seen him play yellow quite a bit. Drive also very much likes yellow as well. He tends to pick this color over the others. The problem is that with the Scorp tanks, I mean, you've got such an advantage with your war factories. You know, and then you got to drive all the way back to your base, and if you don't win that considerably well, you know, you're gonna lose it. He's gonna be able to destroy the spike, so at least he denies that. That's a start. A few units get obliterated up there. I can see dead red things. So it looks like a bike buggy hit squad was made. He left a tank behind. Unfortunately, that is history. See you later. Then we'll move up here. Unfortunately, there are more bike buggy from Shoktrepet. This is a tight game. This is a very explosive game one. These guys do not want to leave each other alone. Here's the thing though, no Tiberium left. Also no Tiberium left. Drive Russian gets the scout off, knows that there's no base here. He fully understands, and by the way, this game has been running flawlessly. There's absolutely no sign of any lag at all whatsoever. The fights are clean, they're swift. Gonna have to see how this goes. No dozer blades, of course, because neither side has a construction yard. Blue tip there. Drive has not made another swing at that, and you know what? You could. You're long range mining, and unfortunately, a lot of these harvesters have nothing in them from Drive, so that's a bit unfortunate. Shoktrepet only has one over, and he's doing the same thing. That's got half a tank, but these other harvesters are just kind of piddling around the middle of the field there. Drive is going to spot these. It's got a few bikes here. Again, it's very nice to have bike hit squads, especially on a map so big, because you can have your baller army of Scorps, and then you can go attack him with these bikes. Shoktrepet's got the same idea as well. Long range mining, all 4 harvesters now collecting tib. He's stalled for cash. Battle is happening over here. He finds some of the tanks. He is going to engage. Drive is going to commit. Some of the tanks on the top are reverse moving away. But Drive, I think he might have had enough. No, he's going to push forward. I think he feels he has an advantage. These tanks up here. Look at those tanks. They're not even joining the fight. That's disastrously bad. What was happening over there? He will take a little bit of blue tip. Not enough to really warrant the move, I don't think. A little bit of lag here, but this isn't lag from the distance or the game. This is someone's PC not handling the game because it's dropping frames. It's not internet lag. Shoktrepet will be forced back. And you got to remember, Russians tend to play these things on like Pentium 4s. You know, just because it says Pentium 4 on the back of the box, it doesn't mean you should use one. Driver's going to push forward. Oh, this is a bit iffy. We've got a lot of reinforcements here. There's a great line here from Shoktrepet. I think Drive needs to back out of there. I think he needs to back up. He doesn't have as many tanks here. Oh, there's war factories there as well. Oh, he's going to get a harvester kill, maybe. I don't know. Oh, not quite. Almost finished. He needs to get out of there because that's deadly. That is a deadly location. He had the war factories. He had more tanks. Drive. Look at these 5 tanks here. And look, Shoktrepet's going to pursue. He's going to pursue. He needs to try to draw him away somehow. These 5 tanks. Oh, he's going to pop one. These non-damaged tanks should move forward a bit to cover them a little. Shoktrepet's going to move forward. There is a bunch of harvesters coming in though. And Shoktrepet, if he holds off, he's going to be able to repair these units. Battle marker over here. He is finding harvesters. There's actually nothing here to defend this. He might just go in for the base trade. But now Drive Russian has the good positioning here. He does back off somewhat. Oh man, I'm so on edge right now at what's happening in this series. Doesn't get the kill. He will not quite, he'll somewhat overkill. He'll finish off the last bike. He's got 2 bikes remaining, but Drive will get the full repairs off on his tank. His tank force is good to go. I think I'm favoring Drive a little bit in this series, but I'm really not. I mean, both of these players, I don't care who wins because they both deserve the victory here. I think Drive especially, oh no, he's getting caught out of position. Or if he loses a war factory or if he loses the refinery, he's going to focus the harvester. It's going to re-stealth though. It should be able to re-stealth. No, there's a bike there, sorry. Oh, I reckon maybe he could have tried to focus the ref down and that would have been GG. He could have just sat back and built as many tanks as he wants. It would have been a big ask. That ref's got a lot of health. Will Drive just meandering here. He doesn't have as many tanks as Shoktrepet. It's tight though. It's tight. Drive is still harassing, I believe. Few dead bits and pieces. He's having to rebuild harvesters. He's actually got 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's got 6 harvesters. Sliced himself off a nice piece of that blue tip. Drive Russian sitting pretty with just 4 harvesters. I mean, he's got 2 ref, which means he can support more harvesters, but they are long-range mining, so it's not exactly super effective. This is intense. He's got these harvesters queued up. Now they are taking green tib. Shoktrepet with extra harvesters under his disposal is able to get blue tib. This could make the difference. We have an engagement here. He's going to come forward. I think Shoktrepet might not want a piece of that. Some of the tanks are being left behind, and this is the pit that counts. Not all the tanks on the control group. It's probably something like that, because those tanks clearly didn't move. And we can see Drive stabbing him in the back. He gets the blue tib harvester. That was not a good engagement for him. That did not go down well. He lost his harvester. No blue tip for him. I don't think he's going to lose another one. He should be able to defend that out. Drive might want to pull those back, and he will. Very lucky to get away. Not quite. Every bike counts. He needs to pull those back. If he pumps out just 2 more bikes and he's got 4 bikes, he's got a hit squad. You know, no need to leave those in a dangerous location. Shoktrepet, nothing down here. Harvesters, they're going back to the blue tib. They're desperately trying to get that blue tib. I mean, it's almost just as far. The green tib's only slightly closer. You might as well go for this here. Send your tanks out. He is wary that Drive is using bikes. I think he's pulled them back for repairs. Yes, he has. They've already made their way back home. Drive is actually going to be able to close range mine because his main field's regrowing now. Of course, extra spike here for Shoktrepet. Oh man, how tight is this? But Shoktrepet, 2 loads of blue tib. He should be able to fill most of these harvesters. That harvester will fill its tank right up. Oh, look at this. Look at this. There's nothing here. He could cut in and take these these harvesters out. But Drive Russian is going for the the green tib harvesters. Maybe not aware there's so much at stake in the middle of the map. He will get that harvester almost undoubtedly. He will get it. I think he's going to lose some bikes because oh my god, so lucky. He's going to get out with all of his bikes, or maybe not that one. That one took the path through the bad side of town. But he is docking. Unfortunately, he's got some harvester issues there. He's going to want to repair that. Blue Tiberium is being docked. It looks like they will fix themselves. I'm not sure if he manually fixed that or whether they fix themselves, because they will sometimes fix themselves. So, oh, look at this. Does Drive, is he aware that that's actually come out? This is huge. This changes everything. He does. He can see that. He's well aware that it's there. Unfortunately, that Harvester has been on a move order, and he's not refining from that, so that's unfortunate. Is Drive Russian? How's he going to respond to this? He has a window of opportunity where, I mean, that was a lot of money. That's $3,500 and a lot of time that War Factory is occupied. Now, he does have a lot of tanks. He's got that going for him. He's actually going to put out a Rax as well. I thought he would have gone for a Ref straight away, because if he gets a Ref down, you know, he's in business. Drive sells one of his War Factories. He's going for an MCV2. Oh, the problem is, though, that Shoktrepet's already got one. He's significantly ahead in terms of the recovery phase. We could be looking at a very long game here if Shoktrepet isn't able to kill Drive. And look at this, he's going to spot the shrine, and he's going to be like, what are you doing, mate? He's going to have time. He's going to have warning, and he's taken out. He sells it. He doesn't even get the upgrade. Oh, no, this is actually the decision-making from Shoktrepet. I think it's letting him down a bit here. Obviously, he was planning on pushing some infantry in. That's not going to work out. He now has 2 Harvesters idling, and I mean, he's ordered them there. He ordered those off the line. He ordered them back, so that's just unfortunate. I think he's going to try to go for the kill. Does he have enough? No, not quite. He's 1 rocket short. Surely Shoktrepet, he gets the other one back to work. Surely he's noticed there is a Harvester idle there. That's definitely costing him. Drive Russian is just not ballooning, but... And now he's going to do the same thing. He's going to put a Rax down. I mean, he could just spam out militants. It's exactly what he's going to do. He knows he's not up against Flame. He knows the Shrine was sold. He can see the infantry. He knows there's no Flame on them. He's just like, well, I'm just going to build militant squads. He doesn't have to build that. He just put these Shredder turrets down. Shoktrepet obviously aware that this is... And he realizes now he doesn't even need these. It wasn't really an investment. What a crazy game these Russians are giving us right now. Can't wait to see the chat, actually. This is the best of 7. We got a long way to go in this series. A little bit of slowdown here. It's probably because of their Q moving and spamming the Q button. We're going to have an engagement here. I think he's going to try to get in there. Yeah, he's going to engage. We're going to see Shoktrepet and Drive fight head-to-head. A few reverse move issues there. There is a bit of latency here, but this is PC lag interface. This is not interface. This is not caused by the latency. It's caused by one of these guys having a 486. And I happen to think it's Drive, because I know he's got an ancient PC. All these Russians use super old computers, and he's got to be careful. He's split up. He's split up Shoktrepet. Shoktrepet's got tanks out of the fight. This could be disastrous. He could quickly try to destroy these forces here. He doesn't fully capitalize. He could turn around and capitalize on killing these tanks here. Drive needs to identify. Kill those tanks. He's actually going to sneak away. Questionable decisions by both players to get themselves trapped here. He's got more Shredder turrets. He's got a Ref down, actually. He's just going to put Shredder turrets down to deal with the rocket squads. It's like, hey, you spend all this money on rocket squads. They have no cabals. It is running a little bit slowly now, isn't it? Yeah, this is definitely due to one of them not having a PC which can handle the game. This is not caused by anything in particular on my location. And I think Shoktrepet may have enough to defeat Drive Russian here. He's pushing through. It's going to be tight. He's actually losing quite a lot of tanks. That Harvester gets off a pretty nice crush. It's going to be tight. I think Drive is going to hold this fight. Oh my god, he holds. He holds the fight off. He even puts down a laser turret. He actually pops the last couple of tanks with it. That's crazy. The reason why that was slow is because the Tiberium, especially if the graphics up and you got these guys, like I said, have ancient PCs, that will just destroy your PC because the game is ancient and the shading isn't that great. Well, it's very demanding. Double ref down here, so he's been blunted. His attack was blunted, but he has double ref, and it doesn't look like Drive. I mean, we couldn't see for sure because I removed the radar, but he may have had some bikes. It's possible, unlikely. He needs to get another refinery down if he wants to catch up. to Shoktrepet. Actually sending 2 harvesters back to the main. That harvester, they're getting some repairs, just a tiny fraction of repairs. He's manually ordering these harvesters around now, needs to make sure they get back to work in a proper fashion. Shoktrepet, the problem is that if we look around, he has no army. He's got 4 tanks. He spent everything he had to get this economy up, and he's still spending money on economy. He did ultimately fix that harvester. Drive is going to scout it. He's going to drive right in, and he's just going to like, he's going to have a look around. He's like, all right, this is what you got. I think he even spotted the operations center. He did, he spotted it. He spotted the war factory. He saw everything he needed. And look at this. He's got a double ref as well. He's got 5 harvesters on that field, and he's got another one down here. Unfortunately, it is idle. He's realized it straight away, or pretty quickly. He's going to pull it back for some repairs. It's going to harvest really slowly because it's so heavily damaged. You might as well at least repair it back to the regular health. He's going to send one of the other harvesters down here, so he's probably going to repair it a bit and then send it back to work over there. This game is going to keep going. It's anyone's game right now. It is anyone's game. Oh, we have the dozer blades nearing completion. What are you doing about that, Drive? You don't have a tier 2. This could be an issue for him. This very much could be an issue for Drive. He doesn't have a lot of tanks. Shoktrepet's actually starting to get a little bit concerning for Drive, just with the economy that he has. There's a few bikes up here, and they will get another kill. This bike harassment has been a thorn in the side, and he actually moves through. He's still got 4 bikes. He could get another harvester. There's a damaged harvester there, and he gets the kill. Another damaged harvester. He's picking off these damaged harvesters. This gets him back in the game. He gets it. 3 harvesters. That's not what Shoktrepet needed right there. He actually was in a great position, but 3 harvesters down leaves him with just 4 remaining on the field. That's terrible. Oh, Drive just sold his MCV again. He's going to build flame tank, and he's going to send the flame tank around, and the flame tank, there won't be anything. Like, Shoktrepet has time and time again left himself wide open to the bike attack, and he's doing it again, maybe believing that it won't happen. Does he see that, by the way? No, he has no idea that Drive is all in again. He has no idea about the flame tanks. I think he's going to capture the spike, and unfortunately the flame tank is just getting stuck behind that. Just got to be careful. We have the Black Hand here. He doesn't really want to have this tank spotted out, but he's drawing his attention away with these infantry forces here, and he's actually going to move forward. He's deciding he's going to give up the ghost. He's going to show this flame tank because I think he wants to get rid of the Black Hand. Unfortunately, it's actually going to be engagement here. I think he doesn't have as many Scorpion tanks. This could be tight. Now, Drive does not have dozer blades. He just got dozer blades. Dozer blades is done. Oh my god, he's got so many more tanks than Shoktrepet. It's actually pretty tight now that I look closer at it. Oh no, Drive is disconnecting. It's actually a decoy army there, sorry, so it was pretty tight. So yeah, it's definitely Drive that's causing the issues, and there's not much we can do about that because he is a player in the game. He's going to move forward. Shoktrepet is in a bit of trouble. He's being forced back. The flame tank is going to the north. Look at that, split off, very stealthy there. No, he's going to turn around and come back. There is going to be a fight here now. It's pretty tight. If he could get that flame tank in, it will take a lot of fire, and Shoktrepet is losing the line. The line is falling apart. He has to try to go for the flame tank, but it sneaks away to the north again. Drive is moving through, and he will be able to overrun this area. I think he's going to have it. The flame tank, unfortunately, not able to capitalize while this is happening. But the tank forces are down. He's starting to build infantry, but it's not fanatics. He needs fanatics. He's flaming down power plants, which is really not that ideal. He should be flaming down refineries. He's actually shooting up the harvesters. The harvesters is down, and Shoktrepet cannot believe it. What a game number 1. That was insane. That was insane. Shoktrepet actually comes out ahead economically, which you'd expect, only by 8,000. It's tight. Look at the kill-death ratio, 1.46. He did have a lot of infantry. Whew. So, Drive is playing as Nod Vanilla. Shoktrepet will be random, but as we can see, he's going to get dealt trap off 59. We're on Tiberium Rift this time. Shoktrepet will be on the right hand side. Drive Russian will be on the left hand side. And as we expected, the game starts flawlessly because there's no units in it. We'll have to see what Shoktrepet plans to do. If he's going for a stasis, yes he is. That's building far too quickly to be a refinery. We're going to see stasis come out. He does have the element of surprise as well. I don't know what they're writing with their fancy Russian symbols. 5 militants. 5 militants. I mean, Shoktrepet can very easily avoid those, but it's going to buy drive some time. And he's going to find these scouts here, and he's just... Oh, he needs to pop them. Oh, unnecessary losses there. What did he lose? He didn't lose a single squad, but he took pretty heavy damage on the front too. They're very badly damaged. Those squads are somewhat near full health. It's just the health bar for some reason they're lagging behind. Fun fact, each individual squad member has their own HP and their own health bar, but the bar above is just a representation of the overall health of the whole squad. Should be able to clean up the other scout, but I mean, he's spotted these, he knows they're here. He's got shredder turrets, he's going for flame units. If he can get the flame tank out, which he's going to, this will be great for him, and he's actually going to put a shredder turret down. Oh, unfortunately there, kind of jumped back into it. Again, game's running fine. It's running down. He's going to run back into these squads. This is probably as good as Drive could hope for, because he's having to engage the militants. He doesn't get them before they get in. He's going to have to pop that structure. More unnecessary damage. He's going to be able to pop it pretty easy because the structure doesn't really have a lot of health. The problem is he doesn't realize, I don't think, he's going to realize now, and a flame tank will come out. Surprisingly, oh no, he does have 2 harvesters. I was going to say, if he doesn't have 2 harvesters, he's going to know there's definitely 1 flame tank already out. Yeah, it's up here. So he's got 2 flame tanks and he's got the black can. He's going to send 1 flame tank either way. I think Shoktrepet, not aware that that one snuck away, maybe just thinking that wherever it is, it's in the south, which there is one in the south. But does he know, or does he get a hankering? Can he judge the timings to know there is one in the north as well? Yeah, Seeker tanks being sent up there immediately. Going to try to chase down this militant squad. Will do so with minimal loss of life there. Blackhand squad getting pretty far away from the base. Got to be careful if these disintegrators do give them the runaround. They can definitely get through and cause some problems. 4 harvesters now. This is a problem. He's a ref behind. He's about half ref behind, but he had to build these Seeker tanks because there is a flame tank. And Drive Russian could have pushed forward to get the... I mean, he's not going to get away. You might as well try to destroy the Seeker tanks, or at least one of the Seeker tanks. Get a kill, because now he's not going to be able to get any kills. This is interesting. He should really know about the one in the south. There's nothing here. Oh no. Oh no, he's powered down. The warp sphere. There's nothing here. He needs to get back to his base. The Seekers are so far away. Without a warp sphere, how is he going to hold? He's not going to be able to hold. He's not even responding. He is not even responding. He was microing his disintegrators and he's force firing to get both structures. Oh, this is bad. Oh, you got to finish that off, buddy. Yeah. I think, yeah, he should just try to go for the power plant because he can guarantee get that. Whereas he probably wouldn't be able to get the other ref. He was obviously trying to go for cultists, but he got nowhere near it. I mean, he doesn't even have a portal, which I'm assuming he's going to place down now. Gravity stabilizers, Storm Riders. Drive actually has... He actually has an air tower. He went for an air tower. So crafty. Where is his MCV? Did he sell it? No, it's still there. At this point, he can go double War Factory and just try to win. I mean, he's probably aware of that this is super cheesy. He's trying to pump out 2. And look at this. There's 4 Venoms. This is just perfect. I don't even think Drive intended for this to be this way. But yeah, I mean, that's it. You can't build them now. You're getting camped. Wow, that just worked out brilliantly at the end there. Geez, my game alt tabbed. Alright, I didn't even have a look at this. So Shoktrepet will be Reaper 17. And Drive Russian will be, of course, Nod the Nils. Yes, he will be. Is this no poker? It is the tournament technique version, because technique doesn't like contested spikes, because you need to use a bit of skill to get them. Yeah, there is a luck factor, but if you're going to go for the spike, it's your responsibility to make sure you've got the units to be able to secure it. I mean, could you imagine if they turned Tournament Rift into no poker? People would be burned at the stake for absolutely disgracing an iconic map. I mean, Dust Bowl itself is iconic, but how we got away with that, we'll never know. I think it's because of the too many double shadow Nod openings. Drive Russian, of course, not doing a double shadow opening because, of course, the spikes aren't here anymore. Reaper 17, he's dealt random, so he'll be Reaper 17. See what he can do with that. His last screen outing was catastrophic. Shoktrepet is now down 0-2 in the series. Drive Russian has a 2-0 lead after a fantastic game one, which I highly recommend you watch if you haven't seen it. Game 2 was totally one-sided. Very short as well. I mean, Shok just got screwed over. He missed a flame tank and it got in and it did a tremendous amount of damage. And then he tried to cheese his way out with the double storms, but of course, Drive, for whatever reason, already had. It's almost as if he knew that was going to be what he was going to counter with. He must have done it before or something, or had a hint that was going to happen, or maybe it was just for the disintegrators, but he rocked up with half dozen venoms before the storms were even really, as they were coming out one at a time. It just went from bad to worse, or from worse to catastrophic. I think Shoktrepet sniffs something out here. Oh, look at that. It crosses his vision as well, so he's going to know about it. Maybe Drive thought he'd already seen it, so he was just going to go... I mean, there's no spike there, so it's kind of silly. It was kind of silly to send it there, wasn't it? I mean, maybe he's just trying to clear the garrisons. Maybe he's not planning on giving this up. I mean, clearing out 2 buzzers, that's a small price to pay. He's searching for another one. He's expecting there to be a second one. There's a Black Hand squad here. It's just a militant squad. I think he's only got 1. It appears just the singular. Unfortunately not able to get into a garrison there. That would have been nice. Spots the Black Hand squad, but he's not interested in that. He will ultimately get down to destroy his spike. Shoktrepet will expand. Drive Russian actually falls back to base. With that, he's 5-2. Shoktrepet is 4-2. He had to build quite a number of Seeker tanks, as well as a Shard Walker to try to counter the threat that Drive was putting out to him. He is going to push forward and attack with these units now. He's got to be careful because the flame tank can just sneak out the back door, which is what it's going to do. It's just going to meander off, and Drive already knows he's going to get hit. And he's already preparing. He's just going to spam out buggies and just try to weather the storm. Shard Walker will respond. Might be better just to crush, and he is going to go for the crush. He should be able to save his spike yet. Well done there. He's going to be able to get that. So the spike will be saved. The flame tank will be caught. This is great. This is much better. Will it actually get away though? He might actually be able to sneak away with the flame tank. Not quite. He will snare it, but unfortunately now, because of that, he's going to have to pay with a Seeker tank or 2. Gets a Raider buggy though. Definitely worth the trade so far. Might be able to get a second tank. Unfortunately, Drive switched targets there. Actually destroyed a different Seeker tank to the one he was originally shooting at, but that's fine. Battle markers, just infantry standing on the Tiberium. Second Raider buggy will fall. This is fine. There's not enough Raider buggies to really destroy the Seekers anymore, and they're just picking these off. These are tanky units that you want to keep in low numbers. You know, if they're able to swell to a unmanageable size. Look at this. He's going to go and do it again. He is going to put down a double Storm Rider, double gravity stabilizer Storm Rider. That's very expensive, by the way. $1,500 each. You're basically building 2 fields of Firehawks. I mean, yeah, you can sell the Nerve Center, which I think he's actually done. Yeah, he got an upgrade on the Power Plant. Power Plant is hidden away in the back, so Drive may not be aware of that. But he is double War Factory Bite Buggy, which, you know, is this is one of the things where you probably don't see Storm Riders built like this against Nod this early in the game, because they tend to like to spam Bite Buggies, and that will ultimately somewhat counter the Storm Riders. He's building Scorpion tanks though, so this is great. So Shoktrepet may have the 1-up that he needs, and here comes and he has to leave. He's got to leave now. He knows. He saw the buggy. He's got to go. He's got to go. He's only got 6. He's missing 2 storms, and Driver's going to see it. He'll have time. He's actually going to attack with the Seeker tanks as well. Actually, a stealth detection? What's going on there? No, I think it's just a animation glitch that they do sometimes. And Drive is there. These storms are coming. Bit of a scuffle there. He doesn't really have any double A. He does have stealth, but unfortunately there's Seeker tanks here, so you can see the harvesters. He's focusing down the Scorpions, realizing that if he can get rid of the Scorpions, the Seeker tanks it'll actually benefit himself a lot better than killing the harvesters, because he can then just kill all the harvesters afterwards. He gets a single harvester, so he does switch targets, but because he switched targets, it means now his Storm Riders are getting shot at. He will shoot down 1 or 2, not sure exactly how many fell there. I believe only 1 harvester fell. These harvesters are on a move order by the looks of it. Drive having a little bit of trouble defending out here. Needs to make sure those harvesters do go back to work. He's actually falling back a little bit too soon. You haven't actually defended the fight yet. Actually picking off a few more Storm Riders. Look at that separation. He's obviously worried about a Catalyst. He's going to be able to finish this force off. Unfortunately, they're not actually fighting under the repair drone, so that was a bit of a waste of money. He does get a second harvester though, so another harvester will fall. And he will clean up the lightning spike there. So that's a nice. That's a bit of a reasonable hold. There are still 5 harvesters here, so he's got to be happy. 6 harvesters, sorry. So he's got some buy buggy, but of course he's bought a lot of time. He's going for his tech now. The problem is, he's actually going Mecha-Ps. This is probably a good idea because it will take him a long time to get a lot of tripods up. Whereas if he can pump out a couple of mechas, he's automatically got some breathing room straight away. He's not going to enjoy seeing these Raider buggies as well as these bikes, these Storm Riders. Only 4 of them left. He did rebuild some of them though. He would have definitely rebuilt some. Just 1 field. Not sure what died there. Maybe a walking engineer, maybe something, just a buzzer swarm. It's going to allow Shoktrepet time to get these Mecha-Ps out. He's going to build these Mecha-Ps up. No expansion there yet. Still trying to make his way down there. Probably looking at Tib Core, perhaps, maybe, don't know. Mecha-P's moving over to the left-hand side. They will find a bit of bite buggy and they will shred it pretty quickly. And I think with that, he's going to fall back to base, and I think this may prompt the Tib Core missile to come out from Drive Rush and having a bit of little bit of trouble. He had to sell one of his war factories, so he's a little bit low on the production. He does have tier 3. One of the upgrades was already completed by Shoktrepet. We'll have to double check what that's later on. No doubt we'll find out soon enough. I'm pretty sure he already had 1 upgrade done. Maybe he's preparing his tripods. No upgrades on those. Mecha-Ps are moving through. Storm Riders are here as well. Interesting combination from Reaper. You don't see them generally work with these 2 specific unit combinations. But these guys are Russians. They'll just do whatever the hell they want. Is coming in here now. And there's the Obelisk. He should be able to get a headshot. And there you go, Drive does not miss. He might get a second Mecha-P. He will snare a second Mecha-P. But Shoktrepet's going to back off now, and he might want to be careful chasing these guys too far. Will get a 3rd one. Very nice. Maybe a 4th. He's just going for it, isn't he? He's taking a lot of damage now. He gets a 4th one, so Shoktrepet, unfortunately, not getting as many kills as he hoped for. He has worn down the Force, though. The Force actually, they suffered a pretty reasonable amount of loss, come to think of it. Storm Riders will be doing what they can, and that is destroying this undefended spike. Very difficult to defend way out on the flank. It is in the corner, so defensible position, but it's just a long way away from really anything else. Flame Tank sitting there waiting for the opportunity again to move out and get across the map. Cause some problems for Shoktrepet, who is now building that tripod army. What upgrades has he actually been going for? Because has he cancelled some? He's purchasing everything. That's really weird. He's just upgraded. I've seen Russian players do this. Bonus used to do it. He used to put a tech center down or a tier 2 down. He just used to upgrade everything, even if he was never going to use it. Shoktrepet is pulling a bonus through here. If he was going to upgrade everything, you think he would have got the conversion reserves and the force field generators first. He got shard launchers and he got blue shard. Why? I don't know why they do it. Again, bonus used to do it. Just upgrade everything as soon as you plant it down, even if you're not going to use it. He must have one of his upgrades done. Yeah, conversion reserves is done. It's ready to go. Oh, is this a stealth? It is. It's a stealth. It's a stealth flame tank. If you're going to use a stealthing field on a flame tank, you generally want to put at least 2 there. I mean, he's actually got it on the Redeemer as well, so he did get a bit of bang for his buck. Drive trying to expand. Definitely needs a ref down. Shoktrepet already has 1 down. Working on a second ref. He's just kind of meandering here at the moment, and you can shoot that. That's not your harvester drive. Oh, he just missed out on it. He's obviously not paying attention there because they took a while to fire at that harvester. Shoktrepet very lucky. The problem is the bike buggy, not going to be able to do much against this. He's going to try to go around. There are some mechas here as well, so there's really not a lot they can do about this. I mean, they can probably engage the mechas if they can get headshots, but with the tripods there, you know, see you later. That's not going to happen. He's going to be able to destroy these power plants. Storm Riders come out. Oh, that's a bit iffy. There's Tib Core here, and just 1 volley. Oh, luckily, 1 Storm Rider drew all the gunfire. Now, he doesn't need to pull this tank back because there's no stealth detection here. He can move that forward. He doesn't need to keep that one back. Not sure if he realizes that or not. So he'll buy himself some time so he can get a ref down. Shoktrepet does have the second ref now on this base. Portal coming down, probably for the stasis chamber. Absolutely invaluable, especially since the Redeemer is out now. I think he may have raged those Mechapedes, but Drive wants to finish them. He wants to end the threat now, and he will be doing so. Not quite. Oh, he just managed to survive. Can't get the headshots. Or maybe. Oh, he just snares it. Wow, that was lucky with the last shot. Second ref is down now. Drive has stalled long enough, especially with the help of the Redeemer, to get back in the game. Shoktrepet is really... needs to be a bit careful because he is somewhat allowing Drive back in, and I believe the Rage Gen may be on a cooldown.
Unit under attack.
Unit under attack.
I can't see it actually. No, there it is. There's the Rage Gen. Oh no. Oh no. And that's going to cause him to destroy a tripod. Even a single tripod kill is worth it. How much damage should he put on the hull there? A little bit. It wasn't terrible. I mean, just 1 tripod. This is going to be hard. There's 2 obelisks plus a third. He can EMP the front line. There's actually a fight happening over here, so he's just driving through this base. Oh my god, he's got stealth tanks there as well. What's happening? It's a flame tank. This is disastrous. He's pulling his harvesters. There are 3 fights happening at the same time. That is going down. That is going down. Nothing to respond to the flame tank. He's losing the front line here as well. He's trying to EMP everything. He didn't get an EMP down. This is getting just from bad to worse. Again, Shoktrepet, this 3-pronged assault, getting massacred. And it's just Drive, just knowing what needs to be done. It's not as if Shoktrepet's playing bad, he's playing great. So I think he left it a bit too long there to attack Drive. And this flame tank has still got, he's going to get a heroic one. I mean, it's going to get cleaned up here. But if he gets the ref here, I think he'll be happy with that. Not quite going to go heroic. We'll go down now. He's left 3 husks behind, the 4th husk over here. He's got really nothing to clean that up as well. He needs to make sure his Redeemer doesn't tread on that. We'll snare that very quickly. I don't know. I think the game is up now. There's another husk over here as well. I think the game is up for Shoktrepet. There's not enough Tiberium left for him to rebuild an army large enough that's capable of taking out what Drive has. And he's just going to plant down infantry upgrades and like, oh, I'm just going to run with these tripods, this Redeemer, and then I'm going to pump out tons of infantry. Maybe. Well, it's getting the upgrades. I don't know, he's still building Tib Core bikes, wants to harass. I don't even think he needs any more Tib Core bikes, really. I mean, what for? Doesn't really matter if he kills the last of these harvesters. Shoktrepet really is low. I mean, he's got a lot of Shard Seekers there. They're fully upgraded, but I mean, they're going up against tripods and a Redeemer, and there's even an Avatar chucked in. It's too heavy. It's too heavy for these Seekers to handle. They're going to have to go around. Driver's going to be aware that they're going around, though. There is a tripod here. He's probably going to pull that back, maybe charge it up. Battle markers over here. These bikes have found a fully upgraded power plants. They're just going to dunk on that. Doesn't put him low power. He has retech, so that is something, but again, he needs time. He needs time to recover. The Seeker army is not at his base, which means he's not going to be able to defend against these bikes. He's got 1 Seeker tank there. Maybe if Drive isn't watching, he'll be able to destroy them all. He's somewhat watching. He should be able to... Drive is just Q moving. Look at the map. He's forcing all of his units across the map right now. And he's fighting over here, but what's he going to do? There's tripods here. They're not charged up, but I don't think it matters too much, really. And again, look, he's Q moved across the whole map. You can see it on the radar. All the yellow pouring across the map. What are you going to do? The game is running fine, by the way, even with these large fights now. Maybe he closed down all the other software he was using on his PC. Maybe he restarted. Maybe he was doing something silly. I don't know. It's slowing down a bit now. But yeah, he will be able to finish this off, and he's going to stop the hexapod. I mean, the fact that Shoktrepet is still trying to fight, you know, that's the end of the game. Wow, Drive Russian is just... what a stellar performance in this tournament, by the way. Beating Nashington, beating Masterleaf. He's about to down Shoktrepet as well. Oh my god. Masterleaf has just sent me an image of Shoktrepet's PC and the graphics he's using. And he cries lag. It's literally on the lowest setting, and it looks terrible. Shoktrepet's going to go with random. He's been dealt with Zocom. We can see that from the score screen here. But Drive Russian, the man in control on the right-hand side of Torment Alpine, playing his non-middler. He is 3-0 up. He's going to 4-0 in this tournament, and it has been close, but Drive Russian just strutting his stuff. He just seems to be on a killing spree right now. Shoktrepet has been playing quite well in the tournament, of course, and he will be the Zocom forces on Torment Alpine. I mean, the map did become famous because of the Kane's Wrath World Championship. Masterleaf's going to be loving it. This is where probably the greatest tournament outside of Ladder Season 3, probably one of the greatest, if not the greatest tournament ever held in the game, came to its conclusion where Masterleaf downed Unleashed. It was the best of 9. It was game 8, so the pressure was on. It went almost to the ace match, but yeah, game 8, Unleashed couldn't quite overcome Masterleaf on this map here. But anyway, Driver's going to... That's interesting. He's actually got militant squads. He got to that structure before Shoktrepet. Shoktrepet probably not too familiar with the map, perhaps. I don't know. He was a bit delayed on the scout. He's going to go around, but he's going to find that Drive has more units. He should be able to get out of range because Drive wasn't paying full attention there, so he probably could have shot at the rifles, but not able to do so. He will be getting rifles down here, though, and he will kill that. Doesn't have an engineer, though. That's unfortunate. He could have gone for an engineer. It's tricky because he actually has an engineer, but he's got it in the APC. Drivers actually doesn't care. He's going for a rush. He's going for flame again. Drive is all about the aggression, isn't it? He just doesn't care about anything else. He's just like, I can build combat units. I'm going to build combat units to go and attack you with them. And he doesn't. It's not as if he ignores his economy. He definitely doesn't make it a priority. Like, he's never had like a massive economy in these games. He has a relatively light economy and then builds it into an average economy. But he's never full like blown like hell economy or anything like that. Shoktrepet does have 4 harvesters coming out. Is he aware that he's getting flame rushed? He can spot and this is it. He actually hasn't got the spike. And these bikes are going to come down, and that's just weird. I don't understand why he didn't attempt to take the spike. And he can see the dead engineer. He tried to bail it out, of course, because you would. You know, you got to try everything. And he's got no scouts, which means he doesn't know about the flame tank. There was a flame tank, wasn't there? Well, he knows that there's black can, and he knows that there's bikes, and it could have been a fake out, but you never know with Drive. He's got harvesters. He should be able to defend with his harvesters. They can somewhat fight back, but not, you know, as soon as you fire with a pitbull, you got to pull back. Yeah, there's no point sitting there. Pull back and make the bikes drive closer to you, because he lost 2 pitbulls as well. Not going to lose a harvester, so that's fine. Cannot afford to lose another pitbull, that's for sure. MCV is the expansion. Oh, there it is. There it is. He didn't spot it. I didn't spot it either. That's your tournament done. So, I mean, game 1 was definitely the highlight. That was a phenomenal game. If you guys want to go back and watch that, the game alt-tabbed yet again. I think it's got to be Command Post doing that. But yeah, game 2 was one-sided. Game 3 was tight. Far out. Another alt-tab.